You are tuning in to Princess with the Real. You know, a lot has went on in this last week. A lot happens, and I enjoyed my weekend. I hope everybody enjoyed themselves. Speaking on my weekend, let me just say how important it is to get away and relax, to have some time to yourself just to unwind and live your best life. A lot of people don't get that opportunity, and the reason why a lot of us don't get that opportunity, because I'm going to be real, I hardly ever get that opportunity because I have children, and I always feel like when you go out and you want to go live your best life as adults, you want to get a babysitter, and I always feel like you don't want to really go out and live your best life in your city. You want to be able to go out of town, and that be the thing that always stop me from really being able to go out and enjoy myself, because I always feel like if I really want to go out and spend some money and enjoy myself, I need to go out of town and do it. But what I learned is you can't always go out of town. So this weekend I decided, instead of going out of town, I'm gonna spend my money, go live luxury a little bit for a day. You know, go get me a nice hotel room, get me something to drink on, go enjoy some nice music somewhere, and just enjoy myself. Not worried about any kids, no worry about no stresses in life, just a night for me to enjoy me the way I want to enjoy me. Whether it was by myself or if I was with somebody else. And I think everybody needs that. Everybody needs that escape. If you're in a relationship, you might need an escape from your spouse. I'm not saying go out and escape means go out and cheat and go do stuff you ain't supposed to be doing. Escape means a day for you to be you. A day for you to just live the way you want to live, with nobody else saying nothing, nobody else's opinions. It's all about what you like. Because a lot of times, you know, in relationships, you have to kind of cater to your spouse a little bit on certain things. Like, you may not want to watch the show they want to watch at that time. You wanted to do something else. Like, anything like that. Like, so it's good to get away. It's good to have that planning, that time to get away. If you have kids, it's good for you and your spouse to get away without the kids sometimes. Because that's how you build that relationship up. A lot of people don't understand that. When you are in a household with kids all the time, it's about the family. And really the kids come first. So it's really about the kids. Everything that you're doing, you're going to do because you want to make sure your kids is good. So when you get that break away from them kids, it's a lot of stuff that you can do that you can't do in front of the kids. And I can't even talk about it right now because I'm in front of the kids. But it's a lot of stuff that you can do that the kids don't need to be around for, and it'll help a relationship grow stronger. So, and I think that's the same thing with your kids. I think if you have kids, y'all have to get away and get out of the house and do stuff as a family as well. I think that's very important. You may not be able to do things like this all the time. And it doesn't, like, the reason why I'm saying this is because I was one of those people who always wanted to go out of town and do stuff. You don't have to do stuff like this all the time. It's when you can afford to go out and do something new. Do something different. I'm not saying you have to go spend buku money every time you go do something. I'm just saying go out, do something different, something new, so you can build new memories. That's what this is about. It's about building new memories. For me, I went and stayed in a luxury hotel and tried to, you know, went and spent, balled out a little bit. But that's because I always stay in hotel rooms and stuff. I wanted to go a scale up. Like, all I'm saying is go a scale up from what you normally do. I think you deserve that at least once a quarter. At least once a quarter, you should treat yourself. You should treat your spouse. You should treat your kids. At least once a quarter. If you're not doing that, then, like, what are you really doing, in my opinion? Like, I might not go out and do the luxury stuff, but I always make sure I treat my kids, treat myself, and treat my spouse. Like, I feel like that is very important. It's not just about you all the time. And really, for me, it's not about me 95% of the time, because I'm always concerned about other people. It's not that they make me be that way. It's just that's who I am as a person. I want to make sure everybody else good. Once my household good, then I'm good. I can go to bed without eating as long as everybody else in my house ate. Like, that's the type of person that I am. But again, like I said, affordable for you when the time is right for you. Plan to get away. Plan that getaway. It's so relaxing. Like, I really enjoyed myself. I came back feeling rejuvenated, ready to go. So I think that is very important. While my kids are here, do y'all want to chime in on anything? Because, Money, I see you over there making faces and stuff. Do you want to chime in and say something?
No.
Okay. You got something to say, E? About people getting away.
You should
Not too
try
long.
to do it. Yeah.
You should what?
You should try to do it as often as possible.
Okay. And that's a 15-year-old. And you said not too long. What you mean not too long?
Not like 10 days or 5.
So what's the longest you think a person can get away?
2.
2 days? Okay. You heard it. I said it. A 15-year-old said it. 11-year-old said it. That's what it is. Hey, let's get away and get a room on the other side of town. Speaking of treating yourself, another thing you need to treat yourself to is eating good. I believe you have to eat to live. And a lot of people don't believe in the same thing. My method is, when I say eat to live, I mean eat what I want to live. Like, I feel like you're not living if you're not eating what you like. But a lot of people, when you say eat to live, it's like you got to make sure you're eating healthy and you're putting the right things in your body. Which is true. You do need to make sure you put the right things in your body. My problem is I don't like the right things. Like, the stuff I like to eat is probably the stuff you're not supposed to be eating. Hence why my stomach, it has not really gone anywhere. But I'm finna work on that. And speaking of, this is gonna be so hard for me because I have a family who loves to eat. And a family who loves snacks and Kool-Aid and juices and sodas. So I'm also one of those people who love snacks now. I don't do the juices and sodas like that. But the next 20 days, starting today is my first day. No meats, no sugar, no bread, no juices or soda, and no cheese. 20 days. For me, 20 days is like a year when you can't eat like that. Now, I try to get my daughter to do this with me, and she texts me halfway through today and says she decided she's only going to do 10 days and she's going to start after I do 10 days. So we're going to see if she really starts.
I will.
We don't know. That's still out there. For me, I started today, and honestly, I'm feeling okay. But here's the thing is, I don't eat a lot anyways. I just like to snack, and I normally do that late night, so it's going to determine tonight how I'm really going to be feeling. So right now I'm fine. I haven't ate anything today. Just drunk a whole lot of water today. That's all I've done all day, which I know I will be eating. I know I will be eating something soon. I just don't know what that is, because the 5 things that I named is the 5 things that I kind of like love the most. So it's going to be kind of hard not eating the things that I love the most, because again, I am that person who believes in eating to live, which means eating what you love. But I do want to lose this stomach. I really do. I want to lose this. Y'all just don't know how bad. Like, the stomach has to go. So I really need to stay focused. My problem is I get focused for a minute and then I just lose focus because I have other stuff going on. And it's not always easy to work out. And for me, it's not easy for me to eat healthy because I really just don't like healthy stuff like that. That's just being real. I know I need to do better. And I'm trying to do better. I've done a lot better because growing up, all I ate was greens, cabbage, and broccoli. And now I eat other veggies. So I'm growing. When it comes to food though, let's talk about because I'm a seafood lover. I love me some seafood. I will eat seafood every day of the week if I can. And when I say seafood lover, that means I love all different types of shrimp. I don't prefer the fried shrimp as much. You like fried shrimp?
Mm-hmm. Popcorn shrimp.
I'm not a big fan of the popcorn shrimp.
That's better.
You think it's better than the shrimp that you peel?
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
You know he like it. He get that at Red Lobster every day. every time we
I like the shrimp that you peel more than the fried shrimp.
That's too much work. I'd rather crack some crab legs than peel some shrimp.
Cracking crab legs be too much work for me. Like, I love eating crab meat, but I don't like having to crack the crab legs. I'd rather have somebody else crack it for me, or it already come with the meat with no crab legs. Now, lobsters, I love lobsters though.
I've never had a lobster before.
You ain't never tasted lobster before?
Nope.
You keep saying that, but then when I get lobster, you don't never try to taste it. You don't never ask and you taste it.
I don't know what the difference between lobster and crab is.
Oh, that's your problem. That's why you ain't had no lobster then. I don't know about y'all, but when it comes to these schools, I feel like they starting to get over. Like, they always need the money for something. You notice nowadays the schools don't buy their own school supplies? When your kids is in elementary school, you have to pretty much buy all the kids' school supplies. And they take your kids' supplies and put them in the school for the rest of the kids who couldn't afford to get it. You got to get their dry erase markers and their hand sanitizers and all of their stuff for them. But you still got to get your kids their individual sanitizers and stuff like that. So it's like schools is getting over now. Like, we already paid in taxes. So now we having to pay for the stuff for the schools. Like, where's that money going to that we putting in taxes for the schools? Like, where's that money going? Why the schools not seeing that? Teachers are already underpaid, which means they're really not giving our kids the education that they need because they upset because they feel like they're not getting the money that they need. Like, these schools be getting over. It's like every other week they need some money. You send money to school for your kids for lunch, and you allow the kids to buy other stuff at lunch, extra stuff. Then you want more money. Oh, you want your kids to wear they can wear regular clothes today. They got to pay money to wear their regular clothes. Like, schools nowadays, lunches. Oh my gosh, lunches is so. In my opinion, because I got free lunch. Lunch is expensive at school. Like, to me, school lunch is expensive. And it's only like, what, $3 for lunch? But to me, that's expensive for school lunch because the kids don't even like what they be eating. My kids come home all the time and be complaining about it. I be mad that I have to keep paying for it because why you keep getting it and you not eating it? Y'all better take some food from home. And that's why my daughter now takes food from home because what's the point in paying $3 for lunch, $2 for breakfast every day if you really not going to eat it? You just going to get the food and play over it. That's wasting money. I done taught my kids now, like, we not wasting no more money like that. Like, we wasted money for years like that. I'm not wasting no more money like that. And if I could figure out a way to not have to pay school lunches at all, I would. I would. If they could tell me what the system is and how much money I need to document, I would do that because I'm tired of paying school lunches. And maybe that's my problem with being too honest on the dang on applications and stuff. Because I'm tired of paying school lunches. And speaking of, when it comes to defense assistance, why are they only helping the people who ain't trying to help themselves? Can the people who out here trying to help themselves but need an extra nudge to help them out get some kind of assistance? We don't get nothing. And it's like when you go, it's so crazy. The last time I went into the defense office probably was like 7-8 years ago. And when I went in there and I had my appointment, they said I was getting food stamps at the time. And I was trying to still get it. I had just got a job. And at the same time, I was trying to get TANFs. These people was like, no, you have to be working less than 9 hours a week in order to get TANF. So you tell me, you give me $300 a month. I got to be working less than 9 hours a week to get your $300 a month. How am I gonna survive? And this is what they want people to. You don't want people to live off of y'all. You don't want people to be in the defense office all the time. But you also tell them you work less than 9 hours a week, we can help you. But if you work more than that, we can't really do much for you. And then with food stamps, once you make, oh, well, your family size is this and you make this, so you should be able to afford to take care of that family. We done with you. So certain people is like, well, shit, if I can just be lazy, you gonna give me money to be lazy? And they cool with being lazy. But to me, that's not enough money to survive on. $300 a month, $400 a month, well, it depends. Because you got these women out here trapping these men. Y'all men, watch out. Because it's women out here trapping these men so they can get that bigger check. so they can get that bigger, TANF check, that bigger food stamps. The more kids you have, the more you get. So a lot of women out here like, fuck it, if I'm home, let me keep popping babies so that money keep adding up. So watch out for those type too. But I feel like the system look more out for people who not trying to help themselves. Perfect example right here. Like, I work hard every day. Every day that I can, I work hard to try to hustle up some money for me and my family. But they tell me I make too much money to get help. They tell me I make enough money to take care of myself and my family. How can somebody else tell me that I make enough money to take care of me and my family? How can you? And I know people, and it's so funny because I talk to people and they're like, well, you be going to do this and you go do this and you be, hold up. After I pay all of my bills in my household with my paychecks, pay all of my bills. After I pay all of my bills, I have enough money to go play with $100 here and there. Unless I got a bonus check or I got something else, or I worked out my bills gonna decrease for that month. That's only how I have that extra money to do extra stuff. And if I choose to go spend a little money out of my money on me, that you don't need to calculate that little extra. I make enough to survive. I don't make enough to take care of me and my family fully. I make enough to survive on a day-to-day basis. But the government, they trying to tell me I make enough money to live. Like, I'm good. They rather go help somebody who ain't trying to help themselves. And I said that because I'm one of those people who may need a little extra here and there to help me out. Like, I may fall short one month, and now I got to try to struggle through the month with what I got because they say they don't want to help me because I make too much. Why not help those people, then help the people who just laying up on their ass just collecting checks? Like, I don't get it. And call it hate, call it whatever you want to call it. It ain't hate. It's like, how you expect somebody to help you if you ain't helping yourself? We got people out here who's actually trying to help themselves. And that ain't even just about bills. Let's go into that. Like, it's not even just about bills. You got people out here trying to help themselves make it. People out here trying to help themselves be successful. And you ain't got nobody trying to help them. But the people who already made it and who already successful, they're the ones getting the most support and the most love. I just don't get society. I don't get that we gonna help the people who ain't trying to help themselves, or we gonna try to help the people who don't need our help. We promoting and supporting people who already got the shit. Like, let's get some other people. You can still support them people and promote them people, but promote some new people. Like, when it comes to giving people help, like, they ain't really in that much need if they already on TV and stuff. Like, in my opinion, you got all these people out here who ain't never been on television, ain't never had no checks like that, who like really trying to make it, but them people don't get the help as much as somebody who been on television. Somebody been on TV and something happened to them, buku money coming. Hell, you had the nigga who looked good, who was in jail, who people was sending money to try to get this nigga out of jail just because he looked good. Like, what the fuck? Like, what is wrong with society? What is wrong with people? Like, you not helping the right people. Like, everybody want to say they helping people, they doing stuff, they donating, they doing this. But are you helping the right people? Are you helping the people who, yeah, they may look like they doing something, they may look like, well, damn, they good, they don't look like they need no help. You don't ever know what somebody need to help them. Like, there's so many people out here that look like the richest and living like the poor. So you never know what a person may need. You never know who's struggling. Everybody don't wear their struggles on their sleeves. So if I tell you I'm struggling, you gonna say I'm not struggling because I got a job and I do side stuff, now I ain't struggling? How the fuck you gonna say I'm not struggling when I know you don't even know what I'm dealing with? I don't get that. I don't get that at all. And I don't get the fact that me living in Atlanta, people think I'm rich. How the fuck am I rich because I live in Atlanta? Half of these motherfuckers out here in Atlanta pretending to be rich ain't rich. I don't get it. Like, Family, friends, anybody from back home, they swear I got the money. Yeah, I might say I make good money at work, but my bills be good and expensive too. Like, just because a person lives in Atlanta, don't mean they rich. God damn, it's on. When you're working at a company and you do a good job and you excel in everything that you do, that should be lateral steps to move up. If you're not getting those lateral steps to move up, there's a problem. And that's not necessarily saying there's a problem with you. There's a problem within the company and the ecosystem of the company. Because it makes no sense to keep your good people, your people who go above and beyond for you, at a standpoint because they're good there. How do you know they won't be good somewhere else? And I say that because I experienced that. When I'm so good at what I do, they try to use you and abuse you in that area and not try to advance you because they need you there. Because you're making money for them there. They don't want you to move somewhere else where you're not on the front line getting the money. And it sucks that companies are like that. Like, they lose valuable employees because they don't value their employees. And I think that's at a lot of companies, corporations, businesses, when you're working for your friends, any of that. And now I said that because it falls into play with all of that. Is you have to value the people that you have working for you. Valuing them means, yes, of course, paying them what they're worth. Not what you think they deserve, but what they're worth. That's first and foremost. If you have somebody working for you, you pay them what they're worth. And that's the one thing I don't like about companies is they put everybody in one boat of you guys or this is your title. You all are in the same title, so this is what you're getting. No, because I might be worth more than what the next person is worth. So I believe in paying somebody what they're worth. I don't believe in the whole title thing. One thing for me is I don't care about a title. I've been at my job for 6 years and I pretty much had the same title the whole 6 years. And the thing is the title means nothing. To me, that's just a title. Put the money in my bank account. That's what matters. A lot of people get so stuck on titles and they want to have that title so bad that they miss out on the money that they could have had that was worth way more than the title. I can guarantee you I make more than some people with a title that's better than mine. But I'm not going to sit around and talk about my money with people. I'm not going to sit around and talk about people's titles with them. I'm not going to do that. But what I'm going to tell you is don't get wrapped up in a title. Don't feel like, oh, because your title isn't this, your title isn't this, you're nobody. Like, a title means nothing. It's what you bring to the table. You can have somebody in a manager position and don't even know how to be a manager. What does that title mean? That's just a title that somebody give you so they can give you a certain amount of money because that amount of money is tied to that title. That's all that is. A title does not define you. And a lot of people, they look at that and they let a title that somebody else label on them define them. Everybody out here in the streets calling you a hoe and now you just walking around like, yeah, I'm a hoe, but I'm a top dollar hoe. No, don't let a title define you. You are not your title. Now, if you live up to that title, that's something different. That's you living up to that title. But you aren't that title. Like, and a lot of people get stuck in a position and be like, oh, well, I want to have this title on my job. Like, I want to be able to be the manager. I want to have the CEO title. You got to also have what it comes with being that title. You can't just think you're going to get the title and you don't carry out the job properly. I don't get that about it either. Because a lot of companies put people in titles that aren't deserving of the title that they are given. It's because they know somebody. Or because they snitched or they did something to get up to where they are. Like, that's not cool. If you're going to put somebody in a position, make sure that they can live up to the title that they are in. Period, point blank. Like, a lot of people don't get it. They don't understand. For me, I don't care about a title. Give me that money. And if that money ain't looking funny, then I'm good. And I think that's what a lot of people need to evaluate. That title ain't shit. Title ain't shit at all. Like, for real. I went to school, got my bachelor's degree, When I finished school and I talked to them about helping me get job placement, my counselors told me, Princess, what you making right now where you at, you ain't gonna be able to make that starting out where you gonna try to go. You're not gonna make that at all. Like, the money you making is good money. I wouldn't leave this to go put you in your field. Like, just being honest with you. But the title that I got is a badass title with a bachelor's degree. But the position that I am in is just a sales and marketing. You ain't gotta go to no school and have nothing for that. Like, I was in this job before I even had the degree. Think about it. I'm not swaying people not to go to school and saying, you know, you don't need to go get a degree, because to me, the degree is something to fall back on. And I never in a million years thought I would even go to school because I had a baby at such a young age. I never thought I was going to be able to even attend college and get a degree. So the fact that I got an associate's and a bachelor's degree, like, I feel great, and I feel blessed that I was able to get that, and I have something to fall back on. I have something that says, okay, she excels in this. She's got a degree here. If she can't keep a job where she at, she got something to fall back on. That's what another thing that we need to touch on is that fallback plan. A lot of people don't have that fallback plan, and it's so important to have that fallback plan. You don't want to get in that position where you have nothing to fall back on. Like, for real, if you really think about it, a lot of people in this world, and older people, you can look at people who didn't have a backup plan. People who didn't save for the future. People who didn't expect that some shit might go wrong one day, and we got to have something to fall back on. It's sad when you see people suffering because they didn't have a plan B. They put all their eggs in that one basket for plan A, and they forgot they needed a plan B. I tell people this all the time because it is so important to me. And that also goes for in a relationship, like I discussed before, is have something of your own. It all falls into the same category, because here's the thing is you have to have a plan B. You can't say, oh, I'm going to be a rapper for the rest of my life. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I love. That's what I am. That's who I'm going to be. And you just put all your eggs there. Let's say something happened, your voice. Something go wrong. Not wishing harm on nobody. See, when you start talking like this, people believe that, oh, you wishing bad luck on people. Nah, it's just like, think about it. If something happens, if something were to go wrong, can you survive if you couldn't be a rapper? Can you survive if your plan A went to waste and your plan A was no longer in the plans? Could you survive? Could you make it? Do you have another talent that you can fall back on? And that's not just rappers. That's anybody with any kind of talent. You can be somebody who type on a computer all the time. If your fingers fucking break, like, do you have something else that you can do that you can bring in money? Like, do you have something else that you can do that you can take care of yourself? Now, I'm not talking about getting no check. I'm talking about, do you have something else, a plan B that you can fall back on? If you, like, it's some of these examples I'm giving, they probably just like, what the fuck? But if you don't have a plan B, it's not good, because you're going to suffer in the end if your plan A don't work out. We pray that our plan A's work out all the time. We pray that stuff continue to go rise for you, and you continue to make money, and you continue to profit from that shit. But we see time and time again, every day, how people who had all this money and did all of this stuff and traveled all these places, now working in the grocery store, now bagging groceries, now doing different stuff. You was on TV, you was somebody idol, you did this and that, but now you're living just like the rest of us because you didn't really have a plan B. You put all your eggs in that one basket, and the shit fucking broke. So please, 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 have a plan B. Don't rely on one thing to be your source at all times. If you get something that you love, I'm not saying stop something you love to go do something else. No, if there's something that you love and you doing and you committed to that and that take a lot of your time, I get that. But you need to start investing in a plan B. Investment can be your plan B. If You can't invest in a plan B. You need to invest in you to pick up another talent. Why you got the money? Why you got the attention? Why you got everything you need? You need to start picking up another trait. You need to be learning something different. Something else that you can add to yourself. So that way you have a plan B. This is very important. That plan B, I wouldn't be nowhere if I didn't have a plan B. Because in every situation when things happen, you have to have something that you can fall back on and say, okay, this didn't work out, but I can go do this. And that's the whole purpose of me having the degrees that I have. No, I'm not in my field of study, but I have a plan B. So if the job where I'm at now decides they don't want me no more, I got something I can fall back on. I'm not just depending on them to make me the best me that I can be, and I'm not depending to be there at that company forever. If they decide they want to let me go tomorrow, I got a plan B. That's all I'm saying is have a plan B. Have something that you know you can fall back on and say, okay, well, I got talents here, I can go do this. I got talents here, I can go do this. Don't just say, oh, well, I'm a rapper. Or I build computers, man. That's all I do. Like, nah, you got to learn something else. Because sometimes that stuff start fading away. It get oversaturated. There's too many people in that field of studies. Like, you have to have something you can fall back on just in case the economy go down. Things get worse in that field. And you can't afford to live in that area, or, you know, where that status of that job puts you at. Have that plan B. Y'all, we all want to be right all the time. I know me, I swear I'm right all the time. Even when I'm wrong, I'm right. And ain't nothing wrong with wanting to be right all the time, but just understand when you're wrong. I will own up to it when I'm wrong, and I think it's very important that if you know you did something wrong, or you said something wrong to somebody or about somebody, and it's messing with you, then own up to it. Because it's going to fuck with you until you own up to it. A lot of people, they've done wrong, and they don't own up to it, and it makes them angry inside. Like, y'all see them people who walk around angry all the time? Them people who shit eating them up inside, that they done did to people or done to people, and like, and they can't deal, so they angry. They take that out on everybody else instead of dealing with the fact of they fucked up. Motherfucker get in an argument with their spouse and to go out and talk shit and be wanting to kill and fight everybody in the world because they angry because of something that they did wasn't right. It ain't that they angry at their spouse. It's anger within. If you angry at your spouse, you getting that out. You said everything you need to say to them. But when you leave and you all upset, it's because you angry within. Something, either you angry because you got to that level and said all that shit, or you angry because you did something or you said something that you shouldn't have said. Same thing is with anybody in the world. It's not just relationship. It's that anger. And that anger builds up because when a person does wrong, they don't want to own up to it. Own up to that shit. Like, I tell them myself, and I think that's probably why, like, I tell people up front, like, I'm not a good liar. Don't tell me your secrets unless you, like, you got to really say, like, this is a secret. And you better know ain't nobody going to be asking me no questions about that shit because I don't lie. Now, I might be like, I'm not going to answer that question, but I'm not going to lie. So it's going to be obvious that I know something. I might not tell you business, but it's going to be obvious that I know something because I don't lie. I don't know why I got that way, but I don't tell a lie. I'd rather not answer a question than tell a lie. But back to what I was saying is, when you do something wrong to somebody, you have to own up to that. Ain't nothing wrong with owning up to your mistakes. Ain't nothing wrong with saying, hey, I fucked up. What people fail to realize is they lie when the truth will simply do. I tell people this all the time. Anybody who knows me knows that is my lie. Like, why they lying when the truth will simply do? Even if you fucked somebody over, you cheated on somebody, you stole something, own up to that shit. Because lying about it ain't going to do nothing but hurt you and another person. And the thing is when you tell one lie, you don't just tell one lie. You got to tell a whole bunch of lies to keep that lie going. I don't have time for that. I have no time for that. I'd rather not say shit at all than tell you a lie. Period. Because why lie when the truth will simply do? Here's the thing is, you tell a lie when you could have told the truth. 9 times out of 10, if somebody asked you the question, they already knew the truth. They just wanted to see how you was going to answer. So now you done told this lie. Now they got to go get the proof and prove that you telling a lie. And then now you in more trouble than you would have been in if you would have told the truth to begin with. Don't make no sense. I tell my kids that all the time. You try to hide shit in your room and shit, tell me your room clean, and I go in there and see it ain't clean. Like, why would you lie and say your room is clean if you know I was gonna come in here and see it? Everything in the dark comes to light eventually. So why lie when the truth will simply do? Why'd you hide shit when it's gonna come to light? Go ahead and put that shit out there. Sometimes people lie thinking that they helping somebody, or they saving somebody's feelings, or somebody won't understand. Nah, you lying because you want to lie. Because you don't know how that person will take it if you've never told them that. If you never told them the truth about it, how you know how they're going to take it? I believe in why lie when the truth will simply do. If you want to be out here and you want to be sleeping with this and that person, tell your spouse that's what you want to do. Like, you want to be able to see other people. You want to be committed in this, but you want to swing. You know, whatever. Tell your spouse that. Some of them may be accepted of that. Some people might be like, okay, if you can do that, I'm going to do that too. Y'all got to come to that understanding. But why sneak around and have to tell a lie about where you was at, where you was going, like all of this that you got to try to keep up with, which is going to be hard to do once you start telling too many lies. Which is that's how most people get caught, because they lied so many times and their lies don't add up no more. Like shit starting, like the girl who talked about Tupac. Like, I ain't gonna get all into it, but anyways, that's why lie when the truth will simply do. I believe that if you say it up front how you feel, this is what it is. It's an upfront contract. Say it all up front, and you ain't got to lie about it later. If that person that you with, if it's in a relationship, and that person that you with don't respect and be like, okay, I'm cool with that shit, then that wasn't the person for you anyways. In job, if you don't feel that they treating you right, you need to go tell them. When they ask you how you doing and do you like the company, you don't need to be like, oh, it's great. No, you need to be honest. Because it's going to show in your work that you don't like the shit either. Like, be honest. I believe in how you know how they going to treat you after that if you ain't being honest. Most people be scared to be honest with a company because they feel like, oh, if I go tell them how I really feel, they going to fire me. Here's the thing is, if you can't express yourself at a job, that ain't the job for you either. You got to be able to express and speak up for what you believe in. Why do we have freedom of speech if you can't speak up? I don't get it. I think it's very important that you speak up. You don't lie about your feelings. Tell the truth, even if it hurts somebody else. And here's the thing is, I'm not saying go out here and just be hurting everybody's feelings. Like, I'm not saying do that. But I'm saying why lie when the truth will simply do. If a girl asks you if she fat and she fat, you tell her she fat. Like, period, point blank. Stop lying. She fat. She needed to know. She was just trying to see if somebody was going to be honest and tell her. We don't need nobody telling girls who already feel like they need to lose weight, like, oh, well, you don't need to lose weight. You look good. Like, no, if they feel like that, be like, well, baby, you could get in the gym. I don't know. That's just me. It's probably nicer ways that you can say it. But I feel like don't lie to people. For me, if I ask you a question, I want you to tell me the truth. If I ask you if my breath stank and my breath fucking stank, say, bitch, your breath stank. Don't call me no bitch because you might get fucked up. But say your breath stank. Like, I don't feel like lying. How is that helping a person? If you tell me my breath smell good and it really stunk, and I'm going all in people's face and talking and shit, now you done lied to me and you got me looking stupid out here. Don't lie when the truth will simply do. Children, don't lie to your parents. Spouses, don't lie to your spouse. Don't be lying at work when the truth will do. I don't lie for people. Now, here's the other thing. Speaking on that. Why people want to always put your name in they lie? Now, I can't keep up with people's lies. So your people better not call me and ask me no questions about that lie you just told them and put my name in. I don't get that. Like, don't add people to your lies. Now, here's the thing is, I say, don't lie, because the truth will simply do. But if you gonna lie, don't add nobody else's name into your lie now. Let that be your lie and that about you and your lies. And don't add nobody else into your lies to where when they come around, you got to remind them that the lie that you done told that they need to remember. I ain't got time for that. I don't go to folks' house because stuff like that sometimes. Like, I don't like going around if I know, like, damn, I was supposed to remember to tell this lie, like, and I ain't never did that shit. Like, nah, I can't lie for people. Don't put me in your lives. Don't call me and be like, hey, girl, if so-and-so call, I'm with you. Don't do that shit. I'm not that friend. I'm not that homie, that family member. I'm not that person. Because I'm not the liar. I got to keep up with too many lies. That means when I see them again and they ask certain questions, I got to remember, like, okay, was that night? What night was that I was supposed to say they was with me? Like, I don't have time for that. Because it's going to be obvious and I'm going to get a dead giveaway that some shit ain't adding up properly. So don't include me when it comes to some lying type shit. Now, you can include me if the specific questions won't come out specifically, then I won't have to lie because they ain't asked me that question. But don't include me in no shit that I'm going to have to actually lie about because I don't really tell lies. I really don't. And I say I really don't because I want to say I don't tell lies at all, but I might tell a lie here and there, so I really don't. Don't lie because the truth will simply do though. For real, for real. And I think that's in all aspects of life. Be true to yourself. Be true to how you feel. Don't feel because somebody else feel. Feel because that's how you feel. Don't feel like you have to lie and say you having a good time when really you want to go. I'm sorry. I don't care if they call that compromise. If I tell you I want to go, I may still compromise and stay here with you, but at least I told the truth. I'm not going to sit in line and act like I'm having a good time if I'm not. I'm not that person. By far. What else? Well, speaking on lying and the truth simply doing, I really didn't tell no lie, but I told a lie. I said on my show I was going to be, debuting indie artists, listening, giving them a chance. Well, it really wasn't a lie because that was my intentions on the show, is to add that in. But the thing is people weren't sending me no music. And I know it's because they look at me like, who the fuck is she? And ain't nobody watching her stuff. So I'm not going to send my stuff in. I get y'all. Y'all don't know me from Adam's Apple. But that's why I don't do the music thing. And if somebody do send music, it's like one person here and there. I don't want to just feature one person's song like, oh, this person I really fuck with like that. That's just me. And that's who I am and how I operate. I want to have at least 3 artists' music that I can feature on a show. So that way we can do some type of comparison type thing. It's not just about playing the music. Like, yeah, I want to get people music out there and I want to give people a chance to listen to their music. But I also want to be able to build my stuff as well as that. So I want to be able to have 3 artists that I can do some type of competition with. Maybe they win a gift card. Maybe they do this. But that's something that I feel like it's going to have to build and grow. As I build and grow, maybe I'll get back into doing the artist stuff. Right now I'm trying to build and grow. Maybe have enough people send in music to where I have that one show that day where it's like, okay, we doing indie artists all day. The beauty about having my own show is I do all my own edits. I'm doing all my own recording. I'm the one who posted to the website. I'm the one who update the website. So I can do it on my own time. I can do it how I want to. Like, there's nobody else pulling those strings. There's nobody else intertwined with this Princess with the Real at all. Like, all my funding, everything that goes behind this show is all me. So because of that, I can do the show how I want to do it, when I want to do it. I just say I post it every Wednesday. And when I can't post it I like to post it by Tuesday night. And if I can't post it by Tuesday night, I get stressed out because that's my deadline for me. But there's really no real deadline for the show. I got to call this real. Back to what I was saying before my phone really interrupted me. But just because I live in Atlanta don't mean I'm rich. A lot of people think because you live in the city and you can stay there, because I'm not going to lie, a lot of people where I'm from have moved up here, family members, friends, and they ended up moving back because the cost of living is high, and it takes a minute to get on your feet. Because where I'm from, rent was at the most with like 350, 400, real talk. Like, so when you go from that to coming up here and you paying all these bills, like, it's on a whole different level, and it takes a minute to, you know, be able to actually be able to get yourself in a place where you can afford to do that. Like, I'm not gonna say somebody can just come up here and just live and you ain't gonna struggle. Hell, I still struggle, and I've been up here for years. Because this economy changes all the time, and you always ain't gonna make the amount of money that you need to make that's really take care of your household the way you need to. Period, point blank. People struggle. I'm just one that's not afraid to say I struggle. There's a difference. Some people want to fake the funk and pretend like they not struggling, or oh, fake it till they make it. I'm not doing that shit. Motherfucker, I'm struggling. When I make it, you gonna know when the fuck I made it. But right now, I'm struggling. I'm struggling to get by every day. But guess what? My bills is paid. Guess what? My kids eat every meal that they need to eat in a day. At least 3 meals and 3 snacks a day. So that's what matters. Like, I tell people that all the time when people be like, oh, you broke. Okay. But guess what? My bills is paid. I ain't have to ask nobody for no help. My kids and stuff eat, and I ain't have to ask nobody for no help. I may not have no money in my pockets, but I got everything that I need. And a lot of people need to realize that too. Like, that's and that's what they be saying when they be like, you make enough money, but you don't. I make enough money to have the necessities of what I need, but real talk, there's more things that people need. That's why I say I'm not where I want to be. Because yeah, I can take care of the household, I can make sure we good, I can plan stuff for us from time to time, but we not living the way I want to live. We not doing the things I want to do. We not experiencing life the way I want to experience life, because I'm not at that point where I can do that. Now, and the reason why I say people like me may need that extra help to help us out, I'm not saying give me money so I can go splurge and go out on the town. No, give me money so I can invest in me and be a better me, so that way I can make more money for me and my family. Give me money so I can go out here and do what I need to do, so that way me and my family can survive long term. I'm not saying give me money forever in life. I'm just saying look out for me when I say I need some help. I shouldn't have to go to the bank to get loans and nothing like that when you giving money to people who sitting around not doing nothing. Y'all, real talk, my phone keep ringing so much. You know, it's a hotline today, so I got some other things I got to attend to. So I'm going to go ahead and end the show. But thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for supporting me. If you've been tuning in week after week, I really appreciate you. The more that I do, the more you will see me, the more this show grows, the more people will get involved. It sucks right now. A lot of people aren't going to get involved until it grows. The more that it grows, more people will get involved. But again, because people aren't with me from the ground up, I'm going to be a little suspect on how I let people in. I'm trying to make it, but I'm not trying to change who I am. I'm trying to be true to me. And I'm not just going to take any opportunity that comes my way. But I'm going to go ahead and sign out today. Next week will be a lot to discuss, because it's going to be a lot going on in this week that I know that I'm going to have a whole bunch of different topics to speak on, because what I do is I generally speak week to week just based on things that happen throughout the week. This week it was a great week. Not a whole lot happened, but I did get a lot out. So I hope I help people. I hope someone, was entertained by this. I hope someone learned something new today. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you tune in to next week's episode.
What's the questions?
Hi.
What's the questions?
How you feel about being in high school?
I'm not in high school.
It's easier.
It's easier than middle school?
Yeah, get more freedom.
Okay. And then on top of that, so do you know what you want to do when you leave high school?
Not yet.
Are you even thinking about that?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you trying to get into any sports or anything in school?
Yeah, basketball.
Okay. So what you got to do to get in basketball?
You gotta work hard and keep your grades up.
You keeping your grades up?
Yeah.
What kind of grades you? What kind of student you is? You a
I'm
CD
all A
student? Oh, what?
All A student.
Oh, okay, okay. All right. Well, I just wanted to ask you a few questions. You know, I don't get to talk to you often. Is there anything? Can I ask you, like, what is something that gets on your nerves at school?
The teachers,
The teachers. What about the teachers?
they talk too much.
Lord. Well, okay. So, what is something that you like the most about school?
P.
Everybody say PE. Like, why you like PE?
Because I get to hoop.
Okay, okay. Well, thank you for talking to me today, babes, on camera.
You tricked me.
I got to do what I got to do.
I tried to help you. As soon as I finished, you turned around and left me. My cousin a goodie because she tried to help you. Then you turned your back and I couldn't touch it. I let you come over. We spent lots of money so we could have fun, but that was for nothing. Don't ask to be friends. I'm not making up, so don't hang out with me. And this is the end.
That wasn't like your other poem. That was like you were trying to get something off your chest. That really wasn't like rhyming like the other one. That just looked like, that sounded like somebody trying to release something. What that was about?
It's about like my friends who switched up on me.
Okay. So you just felt like, you know, I did all this for you and I did all this good stuff for you and you switched up on me and I'm done with you.
Mhm.
Okay, okay. Because I wouldn't say that was a poet. Like, it started off rhyming and then towards the end, it kind of was like, okay, she really trying to set something straight. So that's why, that's why I asked that. But it was pretty good. Did you feel better after writing that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So is there anything else you want to talk about while you on camera today? You want to talk about school?
Sure.
So let's talk about it. You know, what's been going on in school? Like, how do you like middle school?
Middle school is better than elementary school.
Okay.
And math is easier.
Okay, okay. And that was a subject you was really having problems in?
Yep.
Okay, so you're doing much better. Now, what are you, a DC student, AB, or straight A's? Like, what kind of student are you?
I'm A, B.
A's and B's? I wish it was all A's.
Oh.
So I think the B's need to come to A's.
Oh.
We'll discuss that. Okay, so what is it that's been going on, like with the switcheroos? Like, let's talk about it. You know, I don't like to say names. So like when it comes to, you didn't understand what switcheroos was, huh? That's why you looked at me like that. Like, I don't say names, so like when you say people change on you, you know, what kind of stuff that happens? Like what do females do when they make you feel like, okay, they not no real friend? What makes you feel like a person is not a real friend?
They'll talk behind my back.
Okay.
And ask for stuff. And then ask for stuff, and then the next day I don't have anything and they won't talk to me.
Okay, so they only talk to you when you got something for them. And that's not just little kids, that's grown-ups in the world too. So like, how do you deal with stuff like that when people do that?
I normally just walk away, or I tell them that I'm not comfortable with them talking about me.
Okay, okay. And what happens after that? Do things escalate? Like, do it turn into an argument?
Yeah.
It turns into an argument?
Mhm.
And so, what kind of argument? Like, how does that go?
Like, maybe I have their phone number or something like that.
And y'all be texting or stuff like that?
Yeah.
You shouldn't do that. Let me tell you something. I always was taught, kill them with kindness. And as long as people talking about you, that means you're doing something right. So let them keep talking. All right, so that's it for today's